Good morning, grandkids. I'm glad that you all came to have me read you a story today. Before you all get settled around to wherever you're going to sit, could one of you who's tall hand me down some of that fish up there? I can't reach it. Someone came by and left me a mess of fish, which was very nice of them. They had already soaked it in salt brine and preserved it and had partially dried it, and I guess they hung it up there to finish drying. But I can't reach it. Thank you for getting me some. I really wanted to fix me a mess of fish for dinner tonight. Also, you might notice that I've got a quiver of arrows on my back. Kids, for some reason or other, as I was taking off my armor and putting it in the chest, I can't get these off my back. I don't know why. I've tried all kinds of different ways. I can't take it off. Oh well. Let's get to story time. Today we're going to read Harvesting Frostbite Spider Venom, which is kind of creepy, but I've done that before. I imagine some of you have too, but for those who haven't, this is a really good book to read. My reserves of frostbite spider venom are nearly depleted. Whoever wrote this book. The injuries I suffered in my last encounter with these deadly arachnids prevent me from undertaking the task myself, which is why I've hired you. Well, not me. But maybe if some of you haven't done this yet, he can hire you to collect some for him. Collecting the venom of the frostbite spider is not a complicated task, but there is some risk involved. Oh, there is a lot of risk. I've written this brief guide in the hope that you'll be able to avoid making some of the mistakes that I've made. So that makes this a good book to have on hand. Frostbite spiders most often make their lairs in caves. These creatures do not shun the icy climes of the north, for as their name implies, they are largely immune to cold. When food is especially scarce, a spider will venture out to hunt prey in the wilderness. And we've seen a lot of them big spiders in the wilderness, haven't we? Usually, however, the eight-legged devils prefer to ambush those unfortunate creatures who venture into their caverns seeking shelter, which includes creatures like us. The easiest way to locate a nest of frostbite spiders is to search for their large webs. Just take care not to get caught in one, for these webs are strong enough to trap a full-grown man. And that is so true. I remember when I was much, much younger, and I was in a cave. I was looking for a golden claw for one of the traders, the one in Riverwood, I think. And I went in there looking for, and I knew the man that was supposed to have it, that had stolen it. And I was going through that cave, and there in this big cobweb filling a whole doorway was this man that had the golden claw. He was all wrapped up in that cobweb, and I thought, he's gonna be easy for me to get. And then one of them big spiders dropped down from the ceiling, and I had to fight it off, and before I could get to it. All the time he's yelling, "Cut me down, cut me down." But I finished harvesting the venom from the spider and collected some spider eggs and searched around and just let him holler. And then, when I got over there to him, he was asking me to please cut him down. And I talked to him about the golden claw, and he said, I'll give it to you if you cut me down. Well, I knew he was a thief. He wasn't going to give that to me. So I cut him down, and he started to run. So I had to kill him, and I got the claw back for the trader. But that was one of my encounters with one of those huge spiders and some man wrapped up in his web. So do be careful if you're in there or any cave where there's spiders. Don't get near their webs, and stay back away from them as you're trying to kill them, because they'll get you with that poison. Once any part of you touches the sticky threads, it's nearly impossible to get free without help. It's true. Also, keep a watchful eye toward the ceiling. Yeah, that's where that one came down from that I had to fight. The frostbite spider is as stealthy as it is swift, and can drop down onto your head and have its fangs in your back before you can scream. And you would scream. As long as you find the frostbite spider before it finds you, collecting the venom should be a simple matter. Because they rely on their webs to immobilize their prey, the creatures are not that difficult to kill in open combat. If you're inclined toward the arcane arts, don't bother with the ice spells. Of course, because they're frostbite, so they're immune to cold. Fire magic will serve you far better. With that, I will say farewell and good hunting. Remember, any loot that you find in the spider's web is yours to keep. So he really wants somebody to go help him collect some of this venom, because he's now unable to. And whoever does it gets to keep any loot they find. So if any of you want to venture out, try and take on these spiders. Be careful of the webs, fight them from a distance, and then it's yours. The larger the hole, the larger the spider. Remember that. And look at that picture. There's a spider taking down that traveler or warrior. They'll take down anybody, including you and me. So be careful. Okay. So that's the end of the story for today. And I thank you for coming by. So I will see you next time. I will choose another book. And whichever one of you got that fish down for me, I appreciate it very much. I'm going to have fish for dinner tonight. I will see you all later. Bye-bye, grandkids.